Hello, here we are at Maurice Lacroix because we are with Peter Zhu, famous blogger from China, who will speak a little bit with us about watches and what are watches for him and what are watches in China.
I mean, it's huge. Speaking of watch, for me, in my original mind, something really small, tiny, it's accessory only. In Baselworld, I was blown away, not just by the watches, but by everything that's behind, Of course, for me, number one is fashion brands watches. Like, I went around, I saw Versace Versus, even, J.W. Anderson, my friend designer who worked on this brand. I saw so many fashion brands, like even Kenzo, Jean-Paul Gaultier, the fashion shows I went to. They have all these, because like they have digital prints, some symbols like Fendi, they have the fur. And like Chanel, they have Lesage, the embroidery on their couture, on their clothes. They incorporate that into the watch. So I'm pretty blown away by this design, spill over, or that originated from the runway now to the watch. Oh, I think a lot of brands like Maurice Lacroix, like Tudor, and Hublot, they're actually experiencing a transition. They especially in the China market, because in China used to be like relatively mature guys buying watches of like Patek Philippe, Rolexes, like that. But now, I think young people, they're also buying, and young people, they want to be different from their parents. In China, young consumers are extremely dynamic. They're very diversified, and they want personality. They want differences. That's why, speaking of brands, I was totally blown away by Hublot, the soccer ball, the World Cup, and also they have the special one that, looks like a tube. And for Maurice Lacroix, you have the square wheel thing going on. It's very steampunk, and punk is on. Punk has been on like for these 2 years with, for example, like Saint Laurent by Hedi Slimane, and also these, great brands. People like me, of course, we like crazy ones, out of the box ones. Like I mentioned, like Hublot, they did something with the artist, like pop art. You see, like on the dial, it's pink and green. It's not traditional. Things like that could work. And also like, things that with design elements, like I mentioned Fendi, watches with a fur. It's not just a watch, it's an accessory that you can go to fashion shows or, fancy, expensive events with. And also like the graph watch, that's, super, I can say it's magnifique. It's, magnificent. It's like glamorous. These watches, Harry Winston, people crave for them. On top of that, traditionally speaking, like parents' generation or relatively mature people, they still like the safe one, the classical one that has a heritage. It's still in there. The market share is still big. But I believe that in 10 or 20 years, when I reach my 40s or 50s, that kind of, that could be even more diversified, and it's definitely gonna be more fashion-driven, design-oriented.